Hi there, everyone. I'm Chief Meteorologist Chris Kubal, and we're going to take an in-depth look at our weather forecast for tonight. We do have a weather impact alert day status in place. As we go into the overnight, I'm going to be tracking strong to severe storms building over northern Iowa first, and then there's another cluster coming in from western Iowa. We'll watch later into the overnight. I think the early goings has the making for the best prospects for seeing some of those pulses of stronger to severe storms. You see the level 2 risk showing up on the severe weather outlook as we do take a peek at the scenario for Monday evening. I think large hail is the biggest contender in the game for central Iowa. Stronger wind gusts or two can't be ruled out, and there is a non-zero tornado risk here, but I think that's going to be better served as we move out west, say towards the Omaha, Council Bluffs area, even then going to be on the low side there as well. On the weather impact alert, we're eyeing 6 to midnight to watch on Monday evening. Strong to severe storms, again touting hail and wind. Stay weather aware as you're at home. Have that Weir Iowa Plus app downloaded so you can keep tabs on that forecast, the warnings as they come through. We also have the interactive radar you can find there as well. 84 degrees at the time of this recording. We are just prior to 4:30. Looking at that warmth, there's some modest gains in the humidity department that are also noted, and there's a cold front slowly descending our direction. We do actually have a few showers and thunderstorms building along that front up into north central Iowa, very close to the Minnesota border as well. I'll go ahead and switch to the level 2 radar. Nothing severe at the moment, but we're certainly looking at the lightning intensity coming up just outside the northern edge of the local 5 area. And again, a couple of the early bubblings trailing back to the west. So I do expect at least a little bit to build in along this front as it does move through. Again, one last look at the satellite and the radar picture. Some of the bubblings there out to the west. Instability will build out over the Omaha, Council Bluffs area. That development is expected later into the overnight. So here's the threats and kind of the placement that we're eyeing at. And I'll explain this here in just a second, but hail looks to be the primary troublemaker in central Iowa, to a lesser degree wind, and then a very limited opportunity for a strong to severe storm to produce a tornado out into west central Iowa. I want to take a look at kind of the scenario here on the web browser, and I'm showing you the instability, and we have plenty of it built up over central Iowa. Right now, that's those red lines. It is the most pronounced out towards Nebraska and western Iowa, but there is some warmth and moisture pooling along that front up to about the Minnesota-Iowa border in north central Iowa. I do want to show you the shear, and I'm going to look at the deep shear first. This is from the surface to 6 kilometers, and you see it's most pronounced over western Iowa into Nebraska. Ideally, I'm looking at the numerical number to be 40 in this. We're not quite up to that threshold, but again, it looks better out to the west versus to the north. Some slight little rises there, as you note. From the surface to 1, it does actually look a little bit better into northeastern Iowa. And if you notice, there was that little bit of a blip, and I'll go back to here for you just briefly. You see in northeastern Iowa, there's that little return for tornado risk, and that's the reason for that. The low-level spin is accentuated just a little bit better in that area. Also want to show you the supercell composite. Ideally, I'm starting to look up around that 8 for it to be a little bit better, and we're seeing that into Nebraska. I think this overall translates its way eastward later into the overnight, but by then, our atmosphere should be stabilized. This is not a huge, ripe summertime scenario. No doubt we'll still have some energy, but I think we'll start to come down our characteristics of severe weather as we go deeper into the overnight. Lastly, some of the low-level spin that's tied to the updrafts, looking at here, a little bit more pronounced at that triple point with Wisconsin, Minnesota, northeastern Iowa, and that's that low-level shear that's doing a little bit better in that department. So let's go back to the graphics here, and I'll show you our temperatures are into the 80s. We have the warmth, we have some mugginess in play, and we're going to see those thunderstorms, I think, in the Des Moines area probably closer to midnight. Looks like our threats initially in northern Iowa through the evening, and then incoming from the west as we go later with time. So that's why we kind of have that little kidney bean shape carved out around a lot of central Iowa. So northern, western Iowa, best chances to see a strong to severe storm. Here's the scene at 10 o'clock. You notice those storms built, and I'll actually back this up here for you. See those storms built along the cold front, kind of like what's happening right now, and try to work their way southwards. We'll keep this going, and this is the scene at 5 o'clock in the morning. Now incoming from the west is that cluster. I don't think it's going to be completely benign. There may still be some stronger pulses in here, but I think the best scenario is early on into the overnight, and that would place it further back to the west with this activity. Now, showers and storms will continue into tomorrow afternoon. Notice the trajectory west to east here, pretty stagnant in terms of north to south movement, and those storms are moving from west to east. So there will be some training, and in the end, I think that's going to pull down some bigger numbers here. Is it flooding type numbers? I actually don't think so. I think 1, 2, 3 inches may be a possibility for select folks here, but this is not going to be for everyone. Southern Iowa will have the best chance of that. Otherwise, you look to the north and it's kind of scattered in those numbers. If you get lucky, so to speak, you may see up to about an inch. You catch one of those downpours just right. So for tonight, I have 64 with that overnight low, some strong to severe storms, dipping south, and then another cluster incoming from the west. And then hunkering down over southern Iowa through the day, especially the afternoon for tomorrow. And I think that impacts those temperatures. You'll find those warmest readings to come in central and northern Iowa overall on your Tuesday. Now, looking in the long run, we'll keep those temps a little more muted. Wednesday, still the mid-70s, but a little bit more widespread in terms of the uniformity there. And then trending slightly warmer, I think. Thursday afternoon, you see that warmth building in from the west. Okay, so 80s will return Friday into the weekend, and we'll bounce around generally into the low 80s into next week. We will avoid significant temperature rises and falls and big-time storm systems as well as we look ahead there out towards the middle of next week, probably our next best opportunity for seeing rain. So that's what I'm going to be tracking in the long term, but in the short term, it's strong to severe storms. Hail threat is primarily here this evening, and then overnight very isolated with those threats. I don't think those storms incoming from the west will sustain themselves completely, but a little bit more robust setup out into eastern Nebraska, western Iowa. So all told, of course, I'm going to be here tracking things for you. I'll bring you updates no matter how you're watching me here on this particular video. We'll keep you updated. Of course, you can always download that We Are Iowa Plus app to have that information at your fingertips. I'll keep you updated here this evening, and going into the overnight. Stay safe. Have a good one.